Tino Rova, Hedu Mangoma. Hedu Mangoma, beat the glory, ready aroma with the flows, Hedu Pakadoma. The bars are slowly climbing, the parts are more inspiring. I mean, the sharks I know, inviting me. We be the dark I know, I'm fighting. I'm Tony Stark I know, I'm flying. Riding on that jet ski, I'm wavy, Lord, please bless me. I'm laying on the destinies, I'm laying off my chest just cause I'm barely on your next sheet. Be laying on my click weed, be laying up the bricks. I be on 40, changing the story, man, you're forging all your checks. I ain't even 40, man, relax. You sounding all gory, pay your tax. I'm giving off more with all these questions. The smoke is still my essence. Someone you're shorty, it's a blessing. Man, I ain't reckless, yeah. Mongoma.
Welcome to yet another edition of Inferno reality show, man. This is what we do, emancipation of local talent. It's your boy, DJ Sight, HD Radio with a 3D voice. Today we got an amazing artist from Cape Town, man. He's studying at UCT, man. The name is Drew the MC, man. He's got it going on. He's got his thing going on. So I'm going to be talking to him soon, and it's going to be really crazy. And we're going to be talking about his latest offering. He's got a new album came out. Executive produced by Beat Smith. Shout out to Beat Smith, man, doing big things in the lab there. I see you, keeping it real, man. So I'm gonna be talking to the boy soon, and we're gonna hear much, the whole process of what happened, how this whole unfold, and what inspired the album, you know. What's up, man, Drew? What's popping? What's going on, man? Good to see you, man. Looking all good alive in this pandemic life, you know. New normal. What's good, man?
Nothing really, man. It's the pandemic, like you're saying.
I know.
But, you know.
I'll let you introduce the name of the album.
Okay.
I don't wanna spill the beans.
Okay. Not for radio anyway, or just NFI.
Yeah.
That's the name of the mixtape, really. Not for radio anyway. That's.
So don't try to punish the boy, right? If any swearing, any offensive, don't. It's not for radio, so it is what it is.
So what I was thinking, right, when I was thinking like not for radio anyway, I was looking at the approach we were making with our music on its own. Like we are not on that same tip as the other commercial route, man. How can I say it? Like I feel like we are in our own lane.
You're trying to move from that mainstream vibe?
Well, not really move from it, but just have our own
an identity
product, like of things we do our way, without necessarily having to change the way I rap because that's what
the
they
next
want on
person,
radio. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, to be kind of boxed.
Exactly. Or try to portray yourself in a way that's like typical, like what people are
to seek validation from the audience, you know?
Exactly.
Just being you.
You know,
I kind of like that.
So moving in our own path and actually focusing on us making music our way without trying to do what we hear on radio.
Always,
what's popping on radio or how people are jamming to this and that. But just moving our own trajectory and try to. That's how not for radio.
I like that. That's quite brave, eh? That's quite brave move. Like. I think you're one of the first to actually do that. You know, like most artists are, like you're saying, they are going according to regular radio compliance and what radio wants. If there's a trap, they go with the wave. You're not about the wave.
Because now it's going to be difficult to try and maintain a way of living, like with that in mind, or trying to keep up with what.
Exactly. You it's like chasing waterfalls.
Exactly.
You end up drowning and it doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So it's crazy. So how many tracks on the?
So the tape has 8 tracks.
Quite a lengthy. I like that.
But
because I mean, artists these days are very lazy. You know, you get a four track EP. I'm like, dude, don't you have content? Did you run out of words? Did you run out? You know what I mean. So I respect that. I mean, 8, you can actually make an album. Like, you're getting 8-track album, 9-track album. So any songs that you've sent to radio yet, or if they accepted, if you attempted, or you just gonna be more on on the socials and internet?
Well, I was trying to focus on actually putting the music out there and
Yeah.
have more people find out our sound and find out about us,
More
What's
more
new,
showcasing the new
yeah,
sound that you
yeah, without necessarily having to go the radio route. But
Yeah.
for radio, we're gonna work, censor the tracks and actually have them sent around to DJs. So we're gonna do that when we're focusing on marketing a bit more.
Oh, yeah?
But now we're just focusing on actually having just a release
Yeah.
and now pushing that music to other individuals. Just be like, hey, have you heard of this music
This
we're making in
music,
Cape Town?
yeah.
But yeah, that was where our focus is actually, to just try to push the music out there.
I know, I know.
Yeah.
So real quick, I wanna ask you. I wanna put you in a corner real
Okay.
quick. At the moment, this 5 months of pandemic, things has been crazy. Who have you been listening to? Who has been an inspiration to this new mixtape that you have now? Surely it came from somewhere. Surely it's rooted.
Okay, so what we were going for with this mixtape was just, trying to elaborate or just talk about how this dark patch was affecting us.
Yeah.
So
Do you actually have a song that like talks about that?
Yeah. I think in the record, I'm mentioning that,
A lot,
how
yeah.
we're actually.
I think I sampled it. I heard.
Then we also talk about it in Pink Jersey as well.
Oh, yeah?
Sipping on lean.
Yeah.
That was just
That's what you have to drink now because there's no booze.
There's that.
I know.
But just basically, this album was just me trying to explain how we're struggling with indulgence in general.
I know.
Looking at how our lifestyle had been forced to,
to be what it is now.
and just engaging in whatever we're engaging in.
Because of situation that we're in.
Yeah, we're in. Yeah. But yeah, that was what we were going for.
So you still dodged my question, right?
Okay. So yeah, okay. Let me answer that. So I was okay. So when you asked, I was like, oh, now I'm gonna appear as if I'm this
guy.
But I actually don't like listening to people.
Music. He listens to his own music, man.
I mean, but I do listen here and there. But I really, so the independent route.
Yeah.
I really feel like the more you listen to other artists, not saying it's wrong, listen to other artists.
You kind of start mimicking.
Yeah, man. I kind of start liking what I like there, then.
And then you drop it on your.
Then
Then you become that person. Eventually, when you put it in there.
So then I don't like that. So to just avoid that totally,
Just
like
stay
I'm
in
like
your own-
working for the album, I'm not listening to
anybody.
others. No, we're just listening to the songs over and over again, working hard on them to try and actually make sure we're mastering properly. We have the lyrics, it's audible, we're delivering properly. So now I'm listening to my stuff like over and
More
over again,
often, yeah.
unfortunately.
So it's easy for you to actually perform one song for us, in a nutshell.
Yeah.
I'm just putting you in the corner.
Yeah, no, but definitely. Because it's the works, man.
It's the works. You remember all your lyrics.
yeah.
I know people forget lyrics. It happens.
Yeah, it does.
So you were telling me off air that you're gonna be shooting videos. Which single are you gonna pick? Are you gonna check what the listenership is like for you to do a music video, or you're gonna just choose what you feel is right?
So shout out to KDIS. So now that's the group I'm working with.
yeah?
So it's a group we're working with together.
Okay.
Like for future projects and going forward. So what we are planning to do is actually have. So the album is pretty short. Like I like how you said it's 8 tracks and it's like giving material, which was like many themes I was addressing.
Yeah.
But it's 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So what we wanted to do was now have like a visual concept of that 20-minute
doing
clip,
there. I see what you're doing
just
there.
have that
Like a
short
short film vibe.
Yeah. Because
Wow.
basically we're talking about our lives, our
And,
day-to-day lives.
it's a whole, it's chronologically in that sense.
And
Everything is just going, it's a storytelling as it is.
exactly.
Wow, I
just
love
addressing
that.
the things.
That's next level, bro.
Thank
You're
you.
probably going to be one of the first in this new generation I'm talking.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually wanted to ask you, like, I don't know now if I have to ask because you don't listen to that. I was going to ask you, what do you think with this whole new state of the game as we are right now? Be it in South Africa, be it in Zimbabwe, be it in wherever, man, like whole Africa hip hop. what do you think? Do you think we're in the right track? Do you think we're still mimicking like you were saying?
Okay.
I know you're not, but I'm just saying overall.
Well, so, okay, I just look at it this way. People are actually obsessed with trying to get validation, right? That's like a big thing that actually happens in people's art.
Yeah.
So like the game, I guess like it's progressing. I was talking to Squad Zim Entertainment the other time. We had an interview with them, and I was telling them that more opportunities for the kids, like more opportunities for the artists, and it's something that's happening. We're having quality videos coming out of Zimbabwe, and there's quality already in South Africa. So the game is on the right
in a good
path,
space.
I suppose.
So you're pretty much saying hip hop is safe.
I think so. If people
are we having our own sound as Africa?
As Africans? I think so. If people focus on actually trying to portray their art their way, how are you gonna paint your painting and make sure you're painting your painting your way, I think you can keep that authentic sound of Africanness. But it's hip hop at the end of the day. We're doing 808.
Eventually we get to borrow. But
exactly.
there will be an ultimate goal and ultimate message that wants to be delivered. So it has to be Africa.
Yeah, because it's lives in Africa. We're shooting in Africa.
And it's what we live in.
Africa. Exactly. So we are actually, smoking these bands.
Yeah, I know.
We are actually, struggling.
We're going to the club.
Like mental awareness. We're also, looking at how we face certain situations in life, like how we are dealing with problems we face, and because that's what.
Because we surely have problems. I'm sure when you're doing this tape, you're going through things. We all go through things.
Yeah, that's true.
And I wanted to actually ask, like, I know I spoke to you. Was it a year ago? Months ago. We were talking. From then to now, would you safely say the music on the internet is start paying? How is that working?
Oh, okay. Yes, I'd say that like opportunities will now start arising because you're actually releasing material, and it's accessible for people to get. So now it's like an album is out, right, or mixtape is out, but you can find it on a particular
digital platform.
Yeah, whatever platform.
So the more you play it. The more you play it, the more streams.
The more streams, the more revenue that can trickle down into the account.
I like that. I like where we're going. Because now I was going to ask you, are you in a space where you would settle for a certain record label to sign you? Seeing that you got, let's say for hypothetically, the album goes like million streams, and then a certain label approaches you and say, you know what, we want to sign you for 2 albums. Are you ready for that, or are you gonna go indie?
Well, like there's so much temptation in actually going indie, Going indie means we'll still remain in charge of what we're trying to push as a project. So
and you're in control of your content.
And that's the kind of person I am. I'm genuinely a person who actually wants to have control over what I'm trying to communicate and be responsible for my stuff, But
and also
I wouldn't
own
say
your rights.
I'll say no to a record label. Like, if the deal is good, it's a good deal. You just have to analyze and see how the deal can go, But I'm forever ready, bro.
So you're not teaching them to say no one should come and approach me.
No.
As long as you're putting everything on black and white and it looks safe on your side,
and
it doesn't compromise your quality of work.
And my vision as well, so that's what I believe a deal is. Like, it'll be a deal, we're both bringing things to the table, be it me and the record label, like we're bringing things to the table and actually trying to strike a deal. So I wouldn't be naive to say, nah, I'm never gonna sign.
You hear them out.
Because the deal might actually make sense, and actually will push us in a particular route as we're trying to get somewhere with the project. So a record label could be a propelling phenomenon.
Yeah, true. I like the thinking. That kind of person who like stick to your roots. You're like, I'm doing me. Don't come. I'm doing me, my music. So any message to any upcoming artist? Obviously, putting up a 8-track tape, it's not easy. Anyone out there who's got a one song, any message to someone who's trying to put such a package together, you know? Because already it's an achievement.
Okay.
And being able to actually put it on all digital platforms, it's not everyone who's accessing that opportunity. So any message that you want to share to such an artist?
Keeping an open mind is a very good approach in looking at this art thing. Like, you know, keep an open mind, just be willing to learn. Ask the necessary questions. How can I get to, you know, to put my music there?
Yeah.
What do I need to do to get the music there? You know, ask yourself these deep questions, and that's the way you can actually figure it out. Ask how can I do the music video? How can I complete 8-track EP? How can I communicate this
without
line
repeating
of thought,
myself?
You know? Yeah, like just look at these things, ask these questions, you know, try to get these answers, and I think, you know, from there you can actually progress as an artist. But that's how I look at it, you know, in my capacity.
That's true, the music, man, doing his thing. 8-track tape, I respect him for that, you know. A lot of artists, like I said earlier on, coming up with some 3-track EP vibe, 5-track, but he was brave enough to give us like 8-track. So I'm gonna be talking to Beat Smith, the lab guy, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna be in the studio. We're gonna be talking about how the process went by to come up with such a baby that's so beautiful, that is well received. With how is the response though?
Yo, people are actually, so the response is amazing because I enjoy having conversations with people and being like, you know, which track like hit home.
Yeah.
And everyone has a different one. And so there's just like pushing the idea.
I know there's one track that's like I don't know, you did it intentionally. It's like the last track, and I was curious to listen to it. Mangoma.
Okay.
It's like the last one. What inspired that song, you know?
Yo, so me and Smith were like, you know, bro, like, look at how we can actually be like, okay, let's make a tape. So we were initially working on Vagabond, right? That's the album.
Okay.
So I wanted to just, you know, keep that idea clear, like, you know, this is a mixtape. Manify is a mixtape.
Yeah.
And Vagabond was the album.
Yeah.
So we're working on Vagabond, the album. Then the pandemic happened.
Then we had to still give us content, but just not on the album.
You know,
I understand.
So like, you know, let's push the album back. You know, there's no need to and
rush.
we're actually working on new material, and we're enjoying what we were doing and the ideas we were working on. So then we're like, you know what, Smith, let's make not for radio anyway. But I had released Matema Danda, which is like a track in Vagabond, right? As a single. Yeah. Then I released the other 3 singles at the same time.
You got such strong vocabulary when it comes to your titles, you know. Anyone who understands Shona will resonate to what I'm saying. Matema Danda, that's like next level, man.
Yo,
like,
man.
Wow, how do you come up with such?
I don't know. We do smoke a lot, so
blame it on that.
You know,
right?
So
blame it on habits.
You know, so Matema Danda is just to play on how we smoke and actually, you know, finish blunts or just keep going. And there's some indulgent shit, man. But so with Mangoma, right? Let me just answer that. So me and Smith were like, bro, look at this, bro. We can actually just push the album. Let's push Vagabond. Let's make a tape.
Yeah.
And Smith was like, yeah, for real, like we can actually make a tape. The same energy we put in to make an album, but we make a tape. We describe the situations we're going through at that particular moment in time, that phase, that dark patch I was talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we're like, you know what, so Mangoma, for me, I like the track so much because we were so relaxed. We didn't do too much.
Mangoma means drums.
Yeah. So we're like, bro, pounding our chest on some, bro, this is easy for us. Like, you know. Like
we got this.
We just, you know, and it's
in your
back,
DNA.
You know, it's a laid back track. Smith hits on the 808s nicely. I come, lace the verse nicely, properly. You know, we're relaxed, but we're still delivering the same thing. A big message on some. We can do this shit. You know, we're making this music easily. We just gave you a tape like that. You know,
it was like a celebratory type of song.
You know, we give you a tape just like that. We can just work on a tape like that. Then we can also still give you an album.
An album. Content after content. I like that.
Vagabond is 14 tracks. And
Did you hear that?
that sounds crazy.
Them niggas are writing
Yeah,
them
yeah,
songs.
yeah.
I like that. 14 tracks.
14 tracks.
That's amazing.
But with Vagabond, it's gonna be like a deeper story we're telling. So Vagabond basically is like a wandering spirit.
Oh yeah?
We're from Zim, right?
Yeah.
But like we're not in Zimbabwe right now.
Yeah, we know that.
And we're in,
True.
we're in different places, trying to make it happen wherever we are.
Mm.
So that's basically what Vagabond like entails. It's just gonna be describing where we are in life and actually experiencing what we experience in foreign lands.
For an
trying to
ultimate
settle,
goal.
You know, yeah. But yeah, so Vagabond is a bit deeper.
I'm looking forward to that,
NFRA
actually.
was like, you know, a small dark patch, suffering with indulgence and everything. But Vagabond is something else, so it's something to look forward to.
Wow.
I'd say. Yeah.
Interesting stuff. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Inferno reality show. This is where you at. My name is DJ Sight, HD Radio with a 3D voice. Keep it where we touch. I'm gonna with my boy Beat Smith in just a short while. Welcome back. I got Beat Smith in the building, man. Earlier when I was talking to my boy, Drew the MC, dropping one of the dopest 8-track EP, man. Not for the radio. That says a lot. I'm scared. Go and listen to Mangoma. That's one of my favorite. And the record. That's like dope. What's up, Beat Smith, man?
I'm good. How are you?
This is the man in the lab. So what's up, man? What's been happening, you know?
Just taking it easy, bro.
The pandemic, the lockdowns.
It's changed a lot, man.
There's just so much happening. We are in a new normal, actually.
You know, it's crazy. It's just changed so much. Just like how the plans that you have, you know.
Exactly.
Just how things can quickly change. It's just crazy.
I hear you. Yeah. Speaking of plans, I mean, it actually resonates with what we were talking with Drew. You had plans to release an album and you had to resort to a mixtape that is currently out now.
Yeah.
So just take me through the process on how you guys came up with such 8 tracks. I mean, it's a lot, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Obviously, it's not as a mixtape, you know, eight tracks is not that much.
Yeah.
Mixtapes usually people go 16,
16, yeah.
You know,
but I know the reason why I'm saying that is that I know it's so solid. And in this world we're living now, the kids are not so into writing a lot, you know?
Yeah, and also attention span, I think, if you releasing so many tracks, some of them get lost. So I think 8 was a nice number that we decided to go for.
True.
And, you know, it just came out of, you know, just day-to-day life.
I know.
You know, that we were going through, you know, experiences that we were going through at that time.
Chilling.
Just chilling, we're recording, you know, the tracks, most of the tracks we recorded at different places.
Were you recording at night mostly? Just out of curiosity.
I think also it also fits the mood of the mixtape as well. Most of the sessions that we'd have were at night, late night sessions. You know, we sparking up blunts, we drinking. You know, just
then ideas come around.
Ideas just spewing out all the time. It was just. You know.
Real quick, tell me, on the construction of this, do you sometimes go to a point where you argue in terms of ideas?
I would say
not argue, but like kind of not be on the same page.
I think with this project specifically, the crazy thing is I'm actually glad you asked. It was quite a seamless process. You know, I'll play him a couple of beats.
The energy was just
right, you know, because you know we were at that point in time we were just figuring out what we'll be able to do. At a particular as a substitute for, you know, obviously the pandemic, so we couldn't release, you know, what album at that point. But we were just, you know, just sessions that we would just have. You'll come up with a concept on the beat. We'll just, hey, that's dope. Let's record that. And
let's do that.
Yeah. So eventually, that whole process turned into the tape.
Also, it was very seamless, like you're saying. It was just like, cool, let's do this. You were kind of like rolling with the flow.
Going with the flow.
With the flow. So, any other projects besides? Obviously, the pandemic was long, bro. Like 5 months, 4 solid months. You know, being in a lockdown. So, was he only the artist that you were?
I think
busy with.
Mainly because of the mixtape that we're working on.
The energy was more
together. So we were working quite closely together. You know, linking up almost every day, just making music. We made a lot of music during that time.
The one that is not even stamped on the tape.
Yeah, some songs that are not even on the tape. I think we have more than about 20 ideas that we come up with. The energy was just nice, you know, every day just going into studio, just like music was just coming out, which is great.
Interesting. Any song that you would want to say on his tape particularly that you feel you're responsible for? You know, the producer always have that. You be like, that song, that's like me, man. Like he's talking about me. I inspired the story behind.
I think, well, this is, some people might not know this, but if you listen to the song on the tape called Step in the Room,
Yeah.
On the chorus of that, I was actually the one who did the vocals for the chorus of that.
What?
And, you know, yeah, it was a crazy thing because he was trying to convince me to.
Yeah. And you were like a bit skeptic about,
you know,
me.
I'm not an artist like that, but you know, the vibe, like I was saying, was just like so, it was just so fluid, you know, everything was just moving in together, everything was just connecting. So, you know, I think that track in particular is one of my favorite.
Wow.
And record as well. That track really spoke to me as well. Also on like a deep personal level as well, you know, what he was talking about in the track. And also just speaking about the situations and the feelings that we go through at that point in time.
Yeah.
You know, obviously because of the pandemic, a lot of things changed.
State of mind, like a mental wellness, and
mental wellness changes.
People went through a lot of stress.
Yeah. So you know, the things that we would do to deal with those things is what
made up the
mixtape basically.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really, really interesting. Any big artists that have been approaching you since the time I spoke to you? You know, we had a lot of chat about
actually
you doing.
Quite a lot has happened on my personal end as a producer.
Yeah.
I think when did we spoke last year?
Last year, yeah. End of last year, yeah.
End of last year, yeah. So I think after that. After I went for the Mr. Easy and Power 100 camp, after that really propelled me as well as a producer. And a lot of people were starting to, not even big artists per se, but just a lot of people who I really look up to and connect with as artists. They may not be famous or big, but people I really like to work with.
There is a traffic happening.
Yeah, who started to
DMing and
hit me up, DM me and everything. So that was really nice in terms of, you know, just getting some of my work out there.
Yeah.
You know, to as many
as a
people
producer,
as possible.
Yeah. Any producers that you look up to that are actually up there? I know your idea, you and Drew, is more doing your own thing without idoling other people. But obviously you got people that you look up to, like that producer right there is next level.
Yeah. Well, in speaking locally in South Africa, I'm not sure if you know the producer Tweezy.
I know Tweezy, yeah?
Yeah, Tweezy. Yeah. He's one of the guys I also look up to quite a lot.
You feel that his content is quite tangible?
I think like his process and how he works
to
get his music out there in South Africa and speaking South Africa locally as well is just inspiring in the term in saying that, you know, this is someone who's close by, but yet at the same time they also like
respect.
just out of there as well. And obviously, you know, your producers like Metro Booming, who I look up to, you know, the guys in States, most of the people know. But I think an important thing for me was just looking for people who I could possibly link up with and be in the same space as in South Africa. Yeah.
Producer life 101. A lot of people, not in fact a lot of people, in most cases, people say, this artist forget me now, he made it, but I'm actually the one behind that hit song. I'm actually behind that beat. I'm actually behind that tape, you know, kind of vibe. What's your take on that?
For me, I just think the major thing, even if it's artist or producer, is just the relationship that you build with whoever you're working with. For example, me and Drew.
Do you see yourself sort of like DJing for Drew, just for the sake of relationship for you guys to be together?
Yeah, because, you know, we're in studio together all of the time.
So you know exactly when he wants to drop a certain song, per se, if you're performing?
Yeah. I think like
you think it's better that way?
Yeah, I think it's also better that way because once you know each other also on a personal level,
you kind of gel.
Friendship, you know, you may have, you know, your disagreements and whatnot, but at the end of the day, you're boys, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, when it comes to like performances and being in the studio together, it makes it a whole lot easier for you build that relationship.
Because I'm just worried that producers are not getting what's right for them.
Yeah.
Do you understand my point?
Yeah.
Monetary wise, like artists is gonna start getting like some revenue from performing and shoots and a lot of things because he's the one with the face. But there is actually the guy cooking
behind the scenes.
You know what I'm saying? There's a chef before the food on the table. So I'm just worried about that guy. And I just hope you're getting that right. And how have you actually thought and sit down and think like, how am I gonna be actually able to eat out of this?
Yeah, and it happens a lot with, you know, producers and artists where 5 years down the line, you have a fallout, and then you'll be like, but I also was behind the scenes. And
Yeah.
But for me,
a lot of times.
Yeah, most of the time, you know, the industry is like a jungle. But, you know, for me personally, whoever I'm working with, I may not say, okay, pay me up front for production, because I want to build that relationship. And I know that we'll both have the same vision long term, you know. We're both going to be associating with each other 10 years down the line. You know, we grew up together. So for me, it's just, you know, focusing on the long term goals as opposed to just thinking, okay, if he blows up, I need to make sure that I get my piece. Obviously, you need to, you know.
You need to.
Everyone has to eat. But
somebody got to eat.
But that for me is not my priority reason why I do, you know, work with certain artists, because I know that, you know, 10 years down the line, we're all going to build together, you know.
Together, it's going to be one thing.
Exactly.
Do you have certain artists that you would say, no, I'm not doing projects now because you're busy with your favorite one? Do you do that, or you take every work that comes your way?
Yeah, most of the time, whoever wants to.
Because I know producers do that. They're like, no, I'm busy with so and so. I'm not doing any other projects for now, you know.
I think the only person who would, you know, fit in that category would be Drew, because I've worked with him for the longest time. When I first got to Cape Town, he was the first artist that approached me. He's like, hey man, I really mess with your beats. You know, let's work together. So I think in terms of working with multiple artists at the same time, I do that quite a lot. But also when it comes down to time for us to work on the album that's coming up, you know.
There is always a weak point.
There's always that point where like, okay, I'm gonna, you know, cut everything else. Let's lock in. And working on the certain project. Interesting stuff, man. I just want, you know, I'm so passionate about the producer having his share. So I just hope like all the producers, when they do things, they just put it on black and white. You know, when it comes to owning beats and owning whatever copyrights that are involved in that. And I just hope that's an important aspect of it, because a lot of things get lost within that process where producers don't even know.
You hear that the beat was stolen, you know, with someone, and
you don't have the paperwork to
prove that you were the one
so
did
I think it's important as a producer, you know, just to know, you know, your rights as a producer as well. You know, you're also entitled to a certain amount because you're part of the production. So it's important to have that in mind as well.
That was Beatsmith, ladies and gentlemen. He's the guy in the lab with the project Not for the Radio. My name is DJ Sight. I was with him. You can check you out on socials. He pops on Instagram, eh?
Beatsmith_ everywhere, socials, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. That's basically.
Speaking of socials, do you get most of your works through that, or is word of mouth? Where is it getting?
I think now it's become a balance between both.
Yeah. Because you get people that say, I got your number from so and
so. They refer me to you, you know.
And then you get DMs as well.
DMs as well, which is also kind of nice, because, you know, it means that, you know, the works are somewhat getting out there. People are getting influenced and touched by your music, works that you've done. So it's been really nice. Mostly, you know, just trying to communicate with people via like social. I like to communicate with people directly. You know, like if I'm dealing with someone who's an artist, want to work together, you know, let's link up, we'll have a couple of beers, you know, just get to know each other. You know, instead of just saying,
send me a beat.
Send me a beat and I send you over, you know, what.
There's no that synergy.
Yeah, synergy, you know, I don't know, you know. Like,
what's your vibe? Maybe you don't like it, you're just saying you like it for the sake of me being happy because I approached you, you know, kind of thing. But I really appreciate what you're doing, brother.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Keep doing what you're doing.
Definitely.
And women lie, men lie, numbers don't, man. My name is DJ Sight. Keep it well in touch. Follow us on our socials. They are down there, somewhere down there.